Alhamdulillahi bin imadihi tathimu salihat. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi ta'ala wabarakatuh. Before anything else, I want to introduce my name. My name is Muki Kawasati Buhari. So today, I will be discussing about the 1976 Moro Gulf earthquake. So trivia time, did you know that one of the most strongest natural disaster happened in Mindanao is the Moro Gulf earthquake, and one of the deadliest natural disaster here in the Philippines. 1976 off the coast of the Mindanao with a magnitude of 8.0. So it generated a devastating tsunami and caused between 5,000 to 8,000 fatalities, making it one of the most deadliest natural disaster in the Philippine history. The catastrophe not only demolished the communities and infrastructure, but also the catalyst a multifaceted response from the various professionals, including the social workers who played a critical supporting in the affected populations. So just imagine how strong the Moro Gulf earthquake. So a lot of people died during this time, and also maraming mga bahay, mga hanap buhay na nasawi because of this Moro Gulf earthquake. So alhamdulillah, because of the social worker na sila talaga yung tumulong sa ating mga kababayan upang harapin ang napakalakas na pagyanig ng lupa dulot ng Moro Gulf earthquake. So today we will be discussing about the SWOT analysis of how the social worker responded in every stage of the Moro Gulf earthquake. So impact stage. So the SWOT analysis during the impact stage is that the strength. First, the strength. So as a social worker now, we can provide immediate first aid and crisis intervention to our clients. So one of the most important thing that we must do as a social worker is what we call the psychological first aid. Kasi nga hindi dapat na magbibigay tayo ng mga dilata in foods, kasi nga emotion yung unang-unang i-deal natin during that time. Maraming mag-iiyakan, maraming nawalan ng pamilya and ng mahal sa buhay. And the thing that we must do is psychological first aid. Magpapakwento tayo, magpapalabas tayo ng sama ng loob, ng galit, ng nararamdaman ng mga clients natin. And also and also most importantly, yung mga bata, magpapadrawing tayo, magpapakwento tayo, magkakaroon tayo ng sessions para sa kanila kung paano nila i-deal up yung tinatawag nating emotions, kasi nga mahirap kalabanin ng emotion, kasi nga maaaring magdulot ito ng traumatization sa kanila. So yun yung unang-una nating gagawin. And also by that, isa sa mga strength natin is identify natin kung sino ba talaga yung mga nangangailangan ng tulong. So ang weakness nito is that scarce of resources. As a social worker na limited lang talaga yung maibibigay natin tulong sa ating mga kababayan, and also limited din yung preparedness natin during that time, kasi nga hindi tayo magkakaroon ng conduct na session na ganito ganyan, magpa-prepare tayo kasi may paparating. Kasi during that time hindi tayo makaka-prepared, hindi tayo talaga magkakaroon ng session para mag-prepare during sa ganitong trahedya, kasi nga we cannot identify these kinds of natural disasters, unlike sa mga typhoons na may paparating na napakalakas na bagyo. Unlike sa natural disaster na earthquake, we cannot really identify na ganitong oras, ganitong araw magkakaroon ng lindol. No. So yun yung weakness natin, yung limited yung preparedness natin during this kind of disaster. So opportunities is that establishment of emergency support lines and integration with the local management team. So nagkakaroon isa yung opportunities natin is magkakaroon tayo ng integration with the local teams. Kumbaga we will be having a coordination with them. And then the second one is strengthening the ties with the community leaders and local organization for quicker response. So community leaders, the datos in ba is anything na binibigyan binibigyan ng authorities sa ating komunidad. Magkakaroon talaga tayo ng quick responses kung paano natin i-deal up, 'di ba? Yun yung isa sa mga isa sa mga opportunities natin. So magkakaroon tayo ng connections between the community leaders and local organization sa government and so on and so forth para mas madali yung response natin sa ating mga kababayan. And then threats. So ano ba yung threats during this time? So overwhelming disaster scale, risking a responder's safety and leading to burnouts. So as a social worker na, isa din sa trait natin is yung buhay natin as a responder, di ba? Kasi nga during this impact of the earthquake na may aftershock, di ba? Maglilindol dito, and then after a few minutes or after a few hours baka may aftershock na tinatawag natin during this earthquake. So risky talaga yung buhay natin, hindi lang isinasalbalan yung buhay talaga natin, yung ibinubuhis natin para sa ating mga kababayan. And then potential misinformation in immediate aftermath complicating effective aid. So yun yung weakness natin during this time. So that is the SWOT analysis during the impact stage. So we'll move on in delusional stage. So period when initial hope fades and challenges and ongoing support emerge. Kumbaga, ito yung time na nagiging delusion tayo. Ito yung time na mahirap talaga i-deal up yung ganitong strategy, ganitong trahedya na nangyayari sa ating buhay. So strength, continue dedication to providing counseling and emotional even as the shock subsidies, trust built during the impact phase help in maintaining community connection. So yun yung strength natin. Kumbaga, as a social worker na di forget during that time nagkaroon tayo ng psychological first aid, but then again we will be continuing the counseling session and emotional support to our clients, and above all we can build a trust in impact of the phase, help to maintain a community connection. So nagkakaroon tayo ng connection kasi nga as a social worker na it is our duty na mag-impose tayo ng rapports to our clients. Kumbaga magkakaroon tayo ng social worker relationship with the clients. So magiging strengthen yung connection natin sa kanila, not just to our clients but all the organization or all the local organization and community leaders. So mabibuild up yung trust natin para sa kanila and also the connections. So weakness, so emotional fatigue among the social worker due to the prolonged exposure of trauma, inadequate follow-up system to manage long-term psychological disaster. So as a social worker na tao lang din tayo, 'di ba? Tao lang din tayo na tao lang tayo na nakakaramdam ng pagod. Kumbaga due to the exposure, like for example the Marawi siege na nagkakaroon tayo ng fatigue sa ating, kasi nga sa ating emotions, not just the emotion but physically and mentally tired tayo during that time. But as a social worker na we pledge na tutulungan talaga natin yung mga kababayan natin. So yun yung weakness natin, di ba? Mahihirapan tayo, magkakaroon tayo ng pagod kung paano natin i-intervene yung mga ng mga clients natin, kasi nga exposure tayo sa ganitong pangyayari. So magkakaroon din tayo of course ng inadequate follow-up system na to have a long-term psychological distress. Just imagine kung gaano kalaki o gaano kalawak yung tutulungan nating mga tao, hindi lang nanay, tatay, kuya, ate, lola, lolos, but also yung mga bata, isa psychological first aid natin sila. So doon tayo magkakaroon ng fatigue, kasi nga hindi tayo robot na pwede lang i-charge, but then again we are a human being wherein malaki talaga yung tendency na ma-exposure tayo sa trauma, and we will be having a emotional, psychological fatigue during this time. And then opportunities, so development of community-based mental health programs to sustain support, and also what we call this development of community-based what I've said, development of community-based mental health programs to sustain support. Kumbaga magkakaroon tayo ng community mental health awareness kung paano natin kumbaga isa yun sa mga opportunity na ganito pala, hindi natin basta-basta na just because mental health lang. No, because we prioritizing the mental health. Kung di tayo makakapag-isip ng maayos how the community works, 'di ba? Parang mako-collapse na yung existing ng communities natin, not just the communities but the economically, 'di ba? Magkakaroon tayo ng lapses. So by that, isa sa mga opportunities natin is ma-develop natin yung community-based mental health programs. So also advocacy for increased funding and resources to better manage to prolong recovery challenges. So ito yung talaga mag-i-increase, magkakaroon tayo ng mga advocacy, like for example during the Marawi Siege, di ba? Maraming mga mental health services, health advocacies na nangyari during that time, kasi nga hindi biro talaga yung psychological intervention, lalo na sa mga bata, di ba? And then threat. So ano ba yung threats natin dito? Growing public delusions if recovery appears slow and effective. Slow and effective, isa yung sa mga threats natin. Baka hindi natin magampanan during the time na baka ineffective yung magagawa natin, kasi nga broad at malaki yung gagampanin natin during this time. Risk of diminishing moral among victims and social worker. Kumbaga as a social worker na tao lang din tayo, 'di ba? Nagkakaroon tayo ng mga moral dilemmas, 'di ba? Tutulungan ba natin o hindi between the victims and the social worker. So napaka-risky talaga. Not because we are social worker na hindi tayo magkakaroon ng inis sa ating mga clients, but then again we need to follow the code of ethics as a social worker, na kailangan talaga na i-establish natin yung pagiging professional natin at saka yung sa victim sa mga clients natin or sa mga victims, na kinakailangan na magiging morally tayo, not because we are a social worker na hindi tayo makakaramdam ng inis or something else, but then again sinasabi ko na as a social worker na kailangan talaga nating i-follow yung tinatawag nating code of ethics, kung paano natin i-intervene yung mga clients natin. Yun yung threats natin na baka may masabi tayong hindi maganda or something na immoral para sa ating mga kababayan. So isa yun sa mga risky para sa atin, 'di ba? Parang as a social worker na sometimes na nagkakaroon din tayo sa isip natin ng delusions natin na ano ba yan, ganyan, but so forth, na parang nagkakaroon tayo ng simple lang na naman, parang yung mga ganun na mga questions sa isip natin. It is not good, but then again, tao lang din tayo, nakakaramdam din ng inis. So yun yung isa sa mga traits natin na baka hindi natin makontrol yung emotions natin. And then next one is the recovery stage. So the SWOT analysis during the recovery stage is that enhance of collaboration among government agencies, non-government organization, and social work professionals. So mai-enhance natin yung collaboration and connection together with different agencies, and then application of the lessons learned from the past disasters to refrain recovery strategies. Kumbaga, kung ano yung natutunan natin during this time, we can apply or we can refrain the strategies on how we will be intervene to our clients. And then weakness. So ano yung weakness natin? So limited infrastructures and resources hindering sustainable recovery efforts. So yun nga, diba, as a social worker na limited talaga yung infrastructure, yung mga buildings na ginagawan natin ng sessions during that time. And then yun yung nagiging hindrance para sa atin, di ba? And then fragmented long-term planning affecting continuity of support services. Yun yung risk natin. Kumbaga, yun yung weakness natin as a social worker, na parang baka fragmented lang, di ba? Baka fragmented lang yung long-term planning natin para sa ating mga kababayan. Baka hindi natin masustain yung support services na dapat maibigay natin sa kanila. Yun yung weakness natin during the recovery stage. And then opportunities. So one of the opportunities is that the capacity building through the training programs and community empowerment initiative. So that is one of the opportunities. And then integration of mental health services, broader recovery plans to promote resiliency. So as a social worker, na magkakaroon din tayo ng opportunities na magkakaroon tayo ng integration with the mental health services. Ano yung mga opportunities na dapat nating ibigay na program para sa ating mga kababayan. And then yung tinatawag nating threats. So traits during the recovery stage is that slow phase of recovery potential leading to increased vulnerability among survivor, and then economic and bureaucratic obstacles that may stall progress. So economic and bureaucratic, kasi isa din sa barriers natin, di ba, as a social worker, na yung mga as a social worker na alam natin, 'di ba, na yung mga clients natin magiging burden sa kanila yung bureaucratic system, 'di ba? Pupunta ka sa ganitong agency, tapos lilipat ka na naman, same din naman yung questions, tapos lilipat ka na naman. So by that, na nagiging threats din sa atin na mai-install yung progress during the recovery stage. So reconstruction stage. So reconstruction stage, ito yung time na like for example sa Marawi stage, during that time na from, di ba, nagka-war doon, then ngayon reconstruction na yung mga buildings, magpapagawa naman tayo ng mga infrastructures, ng mga programs, and so on and so forth. So we will be having also a SWOT analysis. So strength. So what is the strength during this time? So comprehensive multi-stakeholder planning incorporating disaster response lessons, engagement of the community members in rebuilding effort, fostering ownership and resiliency. Kumbaga, as a social worker na magkakaroon tayo ng comprehensive multi stakeholders planning. Kumbaga, we will be having a collaborative efforts and planning during this time. By that, na we can strengthening the responses or the lessons that we can give to our community. And also we will be having an engagement of the community members in rebuilding effort to fostering ownership and resiliency. It not just means na di porket ganito ganyan na sila lang dapat, but then again, as a social worker na we need to know the community members na magkaroon sila ng ano dapat yung para sa kanila, para magkakaroon din natin, ma-foster natin yung ownership and resiliency para sa kanila. And then weaknesses. So weaknesses, bureaucratic delays in coordination, challenges in implementing long-term project, gaps in addressing the continued mental health needs and affected population. So yun nga yung sinasabi ko a while ago, isa sa mga problema sa atin dito sa Pilipinas and yung bureaucratic system natin, 'di ba? Nadidelay yung mga yung progress natin because of this, kasi nga as a client, nagiging client din tayo paminsan-minsan kasi nga pupunta tayo sa ganitong agency, magpaparecord sila ng ganito ganyan, and then pagkatapos na naman pupunta ka na naman sa isang agency, tapos ganito ganyan na naman yung requirements, yung pabalik-balik lang. So by that, nagiging delayed na yung progress natin because of these kinds of system. And then opportunities, policy reform and development to more robust disaster management framework, and then securing sustainable funding to support both infrastructures and rebuilding and psychosocial recovery. So yun yung opportunities natin. Magkakaroon tayo ng policies para i-intervene or para ma-sustain natin yung management framework. So like for example, gagawa tayo ng policy. So ito yung policy. So by that policy, magkakaroon tayo ng framework. Ano yung mga strategies, ano yung dapat na gawin natin during this time. And then securing sustainable funding to support both infrastructure rebuilding and psychological recovery. Kumbaga, dapat na magkakaroon tayo talaga ng opportunity ng help from the government na ipa-fund talaga nila yung mga sessions na pagkakantakan natin ng mga ng intervention to get to our clients, para maibigay natin yung dapat para sa kanila. So ano yung threats? So economic constraint and potential mismanagement of the resources. Like for example, the Marawi, hindi ko inaatake yung government natin, yung municipal mayor natin, and so on and so forth, na nagkakandak ng ng pagmamanage sa ating resources. So, but then again, ito yung isa sa mga issues natin, baka maging misuse yung paggamit natin sa pera o sa resources natin. Like for example, magpapagawa tayo ng mga building sa South Cotabato or sa Cotabato City, sa mga nasalanta ng lindol. But then again, yung mismanagement ng resources, baka hindi maibigay talaga sa mga nangangailangan. Like for example, kailangan ng mga hospitals, ng mga building, mga facilities, but then again, the misuse of the money, the resources, yun yung magiging problema. Baka yung bibigyan natin ng resources, ng bibigyan ng gobyerno na leaders, is baka ibubulsa lang yung pera, or else mismanagement, kasi nga bibigyan like for example, yung leaders natin is enough, or he can sustain na mamamanage niya, pero yung sa baba, yung nasa lower part, baka sila yung magiging dahilan, baka hindi na ma-implement yung tinatawag nating development for the communities affected, diba? And then risk of requiring disaster if reconstruction does not adequate address. Kumbaga, oo nga, Like for example, 'di ba, magpapagawa tayo ng buildings, but then again yung buildings na ipapagawa natin is not durable enough para ma-sustain yung ganun na trahedya. Like for example, magpapagawa tayo ng building. So, gagawa tayo ng building, pero yung mga material hindi adequate o hindi tama yung paggagawa. Kasi nga rampant na sa ating mga Pilipino yung mga ganong trahedya. So that is one of the SWOT analysis that we can give during this reconstructions. So the recommendation that we must address is enhanced training and resources. Kumbaga, as a social worker na, as a human being na, we should be having enhancement trainings and resources to the community. Investment and specialization disaster response training for the social worker, including the crisis intervention and long-term mental health care. So yun yung dapat na magawa natin, di ba? Like for example, sa mga trainings, kasi nga limited yung alam natin and limited lang. But then again, na if i-enhance pa natin how we will be conducting a sessions during these calamities, during these kinds of disaster or circumstances, magiging ready tayo kahit saan man tayo dalhin. So it is one of the most important thing na ma-enhance talaga para sa mga social worker. And then strengthening coordination, kailangan talaga na magkakaroon tayo ng malakas na connection, not just to the community leaders, to the local members, but also the communities. So we must develop integrated multi-agency disaster response in the framework to improve the communication resources sharing at every stage. And then focus on community-based program, implement and sustain the local mental health initiatives to support recovery and prevent delusionment. Kumbaga, 'di ba? Like for example, so yung mga kababayan natin na nagiging delusional na, para bang nawawala na sa matinong pag-iisip. So, kailangan talaga na maka-focus tayo sa ating community-based program. And then, above all, ensuring the sustainable funding secure, consistent funding stream to support ongoing recovery and reconstruction effort, addressing both infrastructure and psychological needs. So, kaya nga nagiging fuel na yung funding natin, kasi we cannot move on or we cannot provide a program or anything else without the funding. So in order for us to build or to address these kinds of issue, now we must have enough funding in order to build infrastructures and psychological needs, psychological materials in order for us to deliver the needs for our clients. And that would be all. Once again, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi ta'ala wa barakatuhu.